first game I ever saw was a game called Descent by Interplay, which is a space game with 360-degree of movement where you can just shoot a bunch of monsters. It was kind of like the space answer to Doom or Duke 'Em Nukem. Like it was, you go through linear maps, destroy a reactor at the end, fly out. The second game I ever saw was a game called Super Metroid that I watched my dad play when he killed Mother Brain. It scared the bejesus out of me. After that, the game that I saw next that I remember that made the impact on me would have been my brother playing classic RuneScape back in 2001. Now, each one of these games added some kind of sense of curiosity to me. I would say wonder if I was going to be on my Disney arc. But what happened was when I look at these games, it made me wonder what's in this world, like what's going on, whether the things I'm supposed to be opposed to, whether the things making my character strong. It was a sense of curiosity. Now, this is a sense that for me has been slowly being removed from games. I'm going to give you an example. Black Myth Wukong comes out tomorrow. Here's what I already know about it. I know what monsters I'm facing. I know who I am. I know how my character will power up. I know what the world looks like. I know the general story around it, and I know the progression systems. Now, I was actually really interested in playing this game until I learned basically everything there is to learn about it, and now I feel like if I go to play that game, what I'm going to be accomplishing is going through the steps that I feel like are already laid out for me. It took the game from a world that I would have entered into just knowing exactly what I'm about to do. It almost is now a chore list in which I go down and hit a checkbox if I got this power, I killed this boss. Now, this isn't really that big of a deal in games that are like single player games. Just don't watch the videos, don't do the, don't look up the reviews, go in spoiler free. I'm blind to a lot of games still and purposely have been. So every now and then the live streams, we do like a blind playthrough, like Grim Dawn. When I heard this game was good, I didn't go watch a bunch of videos on it. I just opened up the game and played it. But there is a genre that this sense of curiosity for me has been almost abolished. I'm referring to MMOs. This is my favorite genre of all time, MMORPGs. Right now, I'm literally cutting trees in RuneScape. But this genre has been, in my opinion, destroyed, because now what happens is instead of when I log into an MMO and I feel like everyone around me has just landed on the beachhead and we're all sieging this new world together, and I'm getting DMs from friends like, oh, I found this cool dungeon over here, or you're hearing people like, oh, what weapon does he have? These types of things, this is sort of gone in this day and age. I think a large part of this is the fact that gaming has become more min-maxed. As we got older as adults, the amount of time we have has been neutered. You got jobs to do. If you're not a content creator who plays video games for a living, you got families to feed. You have things in which you have to accomplish. So your hours to play video games are very heavily diminished. And so because of this, when you go into a game, you feel that you want to min-max your time. So what do? You make sure that you know where you should go, what the best leveling strategy is, all of the things that will help you accomplish as much as you could have back in the day when you had less responsibilities, but this time accomplish all of those things in a shorter amount of time. What I can understand that this happens because you only have a few hours to play a game, I think it actually is a fallacy of gaming currently that happens to us as we get older. We try to cram all of the experience in as much as possible. This is akin to purchasing a cake. And because you know that you don't have all week to eat this cake, you're leaving on a vacation, you just try to eat the whole cake right now. You'll end up feeling sick. It is not the type of experience that you're looking for. What you really miss in gaming is not the ability to fully complete your character and get to the end of the game. You miss the amount of time you had to enjoy games in general. And by rushing to the end, min-maxing everything, and looking up reviews are decent because you got to like try to save your cash, but looking up like in-depth information about a game before it's even out, I'm using Black Myth Wukong in this video as an example, then what you're actually doing is robbing yourself of the experience of discovering the game for yourself. And instead of trying to cram a year's worth of enjoyment of a new MMO or whatever it may be all into the limited amount of time you have, what you're actually doing is removing any of the limited amount of enjoyment that you might have available for you. I'm specifically talking about people here with limited amount of time. If you can play the games 12 hours a day and you're a min-maxer, and there are people that enjoy competitive nature of games where it's not just about this concept that I'm explaining. They really just want to be the best, and that is how they get enjoyability out of these games. That's fine. I have friends like this. But for people like me, where the enjoyment of the game comes from exploring and learning a new world, I would encourage, try just being okay with the amount of time that you have available and enjoying, min-max your enjoyment of the game instead of your character within the game. So if you're wondering what I miss most about gaming, it's the sense of curiosity, of equal footing, of exploration that we all used to have in MMOs when we landed on the beachfront.